Hope all is well, and I want to wish everybody upcoming happy Thanksgiving weekend. So if I look like a mess, it's because I am a little bit. Thanks God, and that's why I want to make a quick little video over here. So it's the weekend of thanks. We have on the American calendar, we have Thanksgiving weekend, and on the Torah calendar, in the Parsha, on the Torah portion, we talk about Leah naming her fourth son, Yehuda, which is why we, the Jews, are called Yehudim. It comes from a language of Hoda'ah, which means thanks. And in fact, how do you call a turkey in Hebrew? A turkey is called a tarnagol hodu, which is related to the language of Hodo, Hodu Hashem, which means to thank, a language of thanks. So interesting. I have a special thanks I want to put out there, and there's something that we all need to do this holiday. We should do it all the time in the Jewish calendar, in the Jewish routine. Every morning we wake up and we say the Moda'ani, which means we're thanking Hashem for giving us another day of life. We also have in our Amidah, our prayer service, 3 times a day, we have the Modem Anachtalach, where we say thank you to Hashem. We stop and appreciate and thank God for all the wonderful things we have in our life, giving us life and all the miraculous things that He does for us on a regular basis. And of course, the bigger miracles that are not done on a regular basis, we certainly need to say thank you for. And if we eat bread, and we're going to do benching, Birkat Hamazon, in there we also have the opportunity to say thanks. Noda Lecha, Hashem Elokeinu, we say thank you, Hashem. So I have to say a special thanks. The reason why my arm is in a sling is because I had a procedure on Monday. I had a pacemaker defibrillator put in into my chest. It's hard to see it over here, but there's actually a little hockey puck over here. It was put into my chest on Monday. And my arm is in a sling so that I don't lift my arm above my shoulder or above my head for the next month. I can't reach backwards for the next month. And so what's the thanks that I want to give? The thanks I want to give is like this. I have something called HOCM, which is hypertrophic cardiomyopathy. You can look that up and find out more about it. But basically, there's a thickening of the muscle of my heart. And many of you may know that my older brother, Naftali, had this, and he found out very differently than I did. Naftali found out by having a heart attack and crashing into a truck and a car, and an amazing story, which I hope he's put into video at some point. But because he had that, I got tested about 10 years ago. I didn't have anything. Nothing showed up on the tests. And then in May and April of this past year, Naftali had a stroke and heart aneurysm. So everybody said, hey, Noah, go get tested again. So I got tested again, and lo and behold, I also have HOCM, and that's why they did this procedure. Most people, the way they find out, unfortunately, is they pass away, and that's how they find out that they had it, or they have a member that passed away, and then they get tested for it. So I'm here to say thank you for me, finding out this way in a healthy way, and also to find out, and thanks God that they could do this procedure. I'll be uncomfortable for about a month or so. And then, God willing, I'll be back to myself, whatever that means. But that's the reason I have to say thanks. So I have to thank God for every day of life. Thank God for all the miraculous things I can do. Right now, it's just my left shoulder that I can't do. The rest of me can do. And I thank God for all the wonderful, wonderful people in my life. Help me put on my tefillin, help me get dressed, all these kinds of things. And one more interesting thing that I noticed, whenever something miraculous happens, it makes you stop and think about some of the other things in your life. And I don't know for sure. I can't tell you for sure if this is what happened or not. But about 5 or 6 months ago, I really hurt my back pretty bad. Maybe more than that. Maybe 7 months ago, hurt my back really bad, and I was very frustrated when I hurt my back, and it really limited me what I can do. Couldn't move. Chiropractors, X-rays, all kinds of things to figure out what was wrong with my back, and it really slowed me down and stopped me from doing some of the crazy things that I do, workout-wise, running-wise. It really slowed me down. And I'm just wondering, I don't know for sure, I'm just wondering from a HP, from a Hashgacha Pratis, a higher power moment, perhaps when I hurt my back is actually when I got this condition that came into my life, this condition. I didn't know about it yet. But perhaps the moments of frustration of hurting my back were actually the moments that saved me and slowed me down, so I didn't do any of my crazy athletic exercises or anything like that and push myself too hard. Because if I would have pushed myself too hard, who knows, God forbid, it could have been drastic, and it could have been dramatic, and it could have been catastrophic for me. That could have been the end of me. So it's hard to know for sure, but I'd like to thank Hashem for even the reminder of, even when things don't seem so wonderful, don't seem so great. Just like we thank God for the good things in our lives, we're also supposed to thank God for the things that we call bad, that seem bad. So I want to say thank you to Hashem and for giving me life, giving me opportunities, and thank Hashem for the things that seem bad also, that really were good. And God willing, I'm looking forward to a full recovery and getting back into my, full self with full energy, full strength, full mobility, and all those wonderful things. So it's the weekend of thanks. So we say thank you to Hashem, and everybody should make sure to stop and appreciate, take a few moments, and appreciate all the great things that we have in our lives. Appreciate the things that don't seem so wonderful, and try to see the good in them. Try to see the good in them, and that is part of the character, an attribute of a Jewish person, is to say hodu, to say thank you to Hashem. And everyone should have an amazing holiday weekend, and everyone should have a beautiful Shabbos filled with thanks. And don't forget to give the thanks. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving and give that thanks to Hashem. And make sure to say thank you to those around you who provide so much awesome in your lives. Have a great one. Thank you for letting me share. And everyone should be well. And everyone should have wonderful health and speedy recoveries.